Another way to solve quadratic equations is by the quadratic formula. So hopefully you've listened to the song about 5,000 times by now, so you have it memorized. We're going to use this formula. You guys are excellent at using formulas because you know the most important rule in algebra is put parentheses around whatever it is you're evaluating. You guys are experts on that. So I know that you are not going to struggle doing that. Let me erase this part, and let's do this example together. The first part is, of course, we have to make sure that it's set in standard form so I can get my A, B, C values. I know my A value is 1. The coefficient here is 1. My B value, the coefficient is -5, and my C value, the constant term, is -36. So now I'm just going to use that. I am going to rewrite my formula every single time because it's easier for me that way. And so I know that x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Easy. And now the most important rule comes into play. So I'm going to bring down this negative. In place of b, I have -5 plus or minus the square root. B squared is -5 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times 1. Now I'm going to simplify this. So I'm going to simplify it over here. Negative times a negative is +5 plus or minus the square root. -5 squared is 25. And remember, this is a big multiplication problem. This is -4 times -36 times 1, which is 144. It's positive 144 all over 2. So I can keep simplifying, and I get 5 plus or minus the square root of 169 all over 2. The square root of 169 is 13. So 5 plus 13 plus or minus 13 over 2. There are two roots in here. So I'm going to do 5 plus 13 is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Then I'm going to do 5 minus 13, which is a -8. And a -8 divided by 2 is a -4. So again, I rewrite it in bracket form, least to greatest. So it's just a simple formula. You're already experts at evaluating with equations. Let's do another example together. Until it catches up. Let's do number 8. I don't know what that is. All right, so the first part is I need to make sure that I get it in standard form. So I'm going to add 3x squared to both sides, and I'm going to subtract 4 to both sides. So here I get 6x squared minus 5x minus 4 equals 0. Now that it's in standard form, I can identify A, B, and C. So my A value is 6, my B value is -5, and my C value is -4. I am going to rewrite the formula. It's practice, practice, practice. So x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And now I just plug in. I get a negative. My b value is -5 plus or minus the square root. -5 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times 6. So this a negative and a negative is a +5 plus or minus the square root. -5 squared is 25. Remember, this is one big multiplication problem. This is -4 times +6 times -4, which is a +96. So I get plus 96 all over 12. And I'm going to keep simplifying. So plus 5 equals plus or minus 25, and 96 is going to be 121 all over 12. The square root of 121 is 11, plus or minus 11 over 12. And now I simply do those problems. I have 5 plus 11 is 16, and 16 over 12 can be reduced to 4 over 3, so I get 4/3. And then I have 5 minus 11, which is -6, and -6 over 12 reduces to -1/2. So I'm going to write it in bracket forms, least to greatest, -1/2, and 4/3. And that's going to be my example. You're also going to have irrational solutions, which are underneath. If you need help with those, just come on in and see me. But it's the same as we've been doing. You are going to simplify your radical. Actually, let's do an example together, just because my video is not that long yet. So let's go to let's do number 12. Okay, and expand that so I can give myself more room. I should have done that earlier. All right, first step doesn't change. I set everything equal to 0. So I get 4x squared minus 7x plus 2. I identify my a value is 4, my b value is negative 7, and my c value is 2. I'm going to rewrite my equation, my formula. So I get x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And then I just plug in some values here. So I get negative 7 plus or minus the square root, negative 7 squared minus 4 times 2, all over 2 times 4. I still put everything in parentheses. I want to make sure I know where I'm multiplying. So I get negative times a negative is a positive 7, plus or minus the square root. Negative 7 squared is 49. This is one big multiplication problem. This is negative 4 times 2, which is negative 32. Right? Yes, negative 32. So then when we combine these, and it's all over 2 times 4, which is 8. So now I'm going to come up here, and I have 7 plus or minus the square root. 49 minus 32 is 17, all over 8. Now, I cannot simplify this square root term. So this is your answer. This is your answer. You could rewrite it as 7 plus square roots of 17 over 8 and 7 minus square roots of 17 over 8. These are my two answers. There are still two solutions because this number is greater than 0, but those are my two answers. I can't go any further than that. So that's as simple as that's going to get. Okay, if you have questions, come and see me.